Volcanoes, 2022. The beginning of 2022 shocked all the inhabitants of the planet without exception. On January 15th, in the South Pacific near the island of Tonga, there occurred the most powerful eruption of the underwater volcano, Hunga Tonga-Hunga Haapai, ever recorded in modern history. The force of the explosion was 1,200 times more powerful than the explosion of the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. Such a powerful explosion caused a tsunami. It has been recorded in all the world's oceans and large seas, from Japan and the west coast of the United States to the Mediterranean coast. The research team found that the tsunami was unique because the waves were created not only by water displaced by volcanic eruption, but also by huge atmospheric pressure waves that circumnavigated the globe multiple times. The powerful shock wave was visible even from space. And at the end of 2022, volcanic activity alerted us with a synchronization. At the same time, volcanoes which had been silent for a long period woke up. Since November 20th, stratovolcanoes Cerberus and Kluchevskaya Sopka have become more active in Kamchatka. On November 26th, one of the most dangerous volcanoes in the world, Cotopaxi in Ecuador, woke up. It last erupted in 2015, and before that, it was silent for almost 140 years. And on November 28th, the San Miguel volcano in El Salvador, and the planet's largest volcano, Mauna Loa on the island of Hawaii, which had not made itself felt for 38 years, began to erupt. Earthquakes, 2022. In addition to volcanic activity, increased seismic activity was also recorded. The planet shuddered from powerful tremors. The most frequent pulsation of the Earth's crust occurred in Mexico, Indonesia, and Japan. China, Qinghai Province, Afghanistan, Badghis Province, Guatemala, near the city of Mazatenango, Japan, Fukushima Prefecture, Bosnia and Herzegovina, near the town of Stolac, China, Sichuan Province, Iran, Hormozgan Province, Philippines, Luzon Islands, China, Sichuan Province, Indonesia, Mentawai Islands, Taiwan, Philippines, Tonga, Indonesia. Also often in 2022, residents of China suffer from earth shocks. Over the past 5 years, the number of earthquakes of magnitude over 3 has increased significantly in the country. Earthquakes of magnitude 5 and above were mainly concentrated in Sichuan, western Xinjiang, and northern Qinghai.
We are in Sichuan. There had just been an earthquake. It started to shake. I woke my mom up because there were 4 of us sleeping, me, mom, and 2 kids. Mom got up quietly and then said, "Hurry up, get the kids ready." I took my keys, my little sister, my mom took my son, and we ran down the stairs. I ran out. The first shaking was for 2 seconds, second time it was for 3 seconds, shaking really bad. We didn't come down then. It was really scary.
The strongest earthquakes in 2022 occurred in Papua New Guinea and Mexico. Both were of 7.6 magnitude. For the inhabitants of Mexico, the date of September 19th became fatal. This day, the tragedy occurred on the anniversary of 2 devastating earthquakes in 2017 and 1985, which at one time claimed thousands of lives. Over the next few days, about 1,500 aftershocks were recorded. The deadliest in 2022 was the June 22nd earthquake in southeastern Afghanistan. Its magnitude was 6.2 with hypocenter of only 4 kilometers. In addition to Afghans, a total of about 119 million people in Pakistan, India, and Iran felt the force of the earthquake. This seismic event claimed the lives of at least 1,500 people.
It was about midnight when the quake struck. It destroyed the houses of our neighbors. When we arrived, there were many dead and wounded. They sent us to the hospital. I also saw many dead bodies.
It was midnight and very late when we were awakened by a strong earthquake. I was in our room with my kids. I screamed first, followed by the kids. Our cow died after one of our rooms, where we kept her, collapsed. All over the neighborhood, people started crying and screaming because their houses had collapsed, and their women and children were trapped underneath. There were numerous deaths of women and kids around us. Thanks God nobody in our family died.
It is worth noting that such shallow earthquakes with a hypocenter of less than 5 kilometers were not typical for our planet until recently. But now, they happen more often. Earthquakes at a very great depth, which were also recorded in 2022, are anomalous as well.
Earthquakes usually occur at the depths of 5 to 80 kilometers, where the crust is more brittle and has cracked. But the last decade have seen an increase in a number of earthquakes at the depth where the earthquakes had been not happening previously and considered impossible. These are the depths of more than 700 kilometers, where the earthquakes are not supposed to occur because the rocks in the inner mantle are plastic, like a molding clay, and they are unable to crack. Over recent 7 years, the number of deep focus earthquake has increased by a factor of 10.
The reasons for the growth of volcanic and seismic activity in recent decades are due to changes in the Earth's core, as well as changes in geophysical parameters and the speed of rotation of the planet. Such processes occur every 12,000 years and are accompanied by the strongest global cataclysms that capture the entire planet. What causes this and what threatens humanity, you can find out from the Scientific Report on Climate. It was presented at the International Forum Global Crisis, Our Survival is in Unity, which took place on November 12, 2022. In early December 2022, the coast of the Caspian Sea in Dagestan near the city of Makhachkala turned into seal cemetery. The surf washed ashore more than 2,500 apparently healthy, well-fed, but dead specimens. They had no traces of violent death. Tissue samples showed no signs of disease or poisoning due to environmental pollution. According to officials, the death of seals was caused by natural factors and is associated with hypoxia, oxygen starvation. Presumably, the release of natural gas as a result of tectonic movements at the bottom of the reservoir led to a lack of oxygen and as a result, to the suffocation of animals. In the Caspian Sea, many tremors are recorded throughout the year. An earthquake can release millions of cubic meters of gas from large reservoirs, and if it coincides with a period of wind calm, then a gas lens is formed above surface of the water. The seals emerge to take breath of air, but fall within the lens and suffocate. Unfortunately, lifeless seals on the Russian coast of the Caspian Sea have been found with frightening regularity in the last few years. However, before the numbers was in the tens and hundreds, and now the number has gone into the thousands. Dead pinnipeds are periodically found in other Caspian states. Similar cases are recorded in different parts of the world. Thus, New Zealand, which is called the Shivering Island due to the high seismic activity of the region, received notoriety due to the frequency of such incidents with marine animals. Anomalous behavior of hydrobionts, often leading to their death, is also observed in Indonesia, located in the Pacific Volcanic Ring of Fire. For example, in December 2022, off the coast of Bidadari Island in the Jakarta Bay, for some unknown reason, fish jumped out of the water in clouds, causing bewilderment among local residents. What do scientists think about this? Let's listen to the opinion of Vladimir Leonidovich Suvorkin, Doctor of Geological and Mineralogical Sciences, leading researcher of the Department of Petrology and Volcanology, Faculty of Geology, Moscow State University.
Earthquakes are associated with the release of hydrogen. Volcanic eruptions are hot degassing of the Earth. Purging the seas and oceans with reducing gases kills aerobic biota. That is, those living organisms that live in the seas and oceans and fly over land are also birds that breathe oxygen. These volley emissions, hydrogen, methane, and a number of other gases go with them, lead to the mass death of our smaller brothers. The most powerful geological process that I have mentioned is the release of hydrogen from the Earth's core, which is associated with earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, the death of this biota, and it is growing.
We have repeatedly mentioned in our issues that in recent decades, scientists have noted a widespread increase in the number and magnitude of earthquakes. And if this is so, it means that the degassing of the Earth's interior, which is accompanied by seismic activity, which kills living organisms, may soon affect a human too. To learn about the true causes of climate change occurring on Earth and about the ways out of this situation, watch the international online forum Global Crisis, Our Survival is in Unity, which took place on November 12, 2022.